Motherhood is one of the most special, beautiful things, but giving birth can be one of the most painful experiences a person can go through, period. And as beautiful as the act of giving life is, imagine if that is bastardized and turned demonic. I went into the bowels of cinema hell to find me the scariest and most disturbing pregnancy ever put to screen, and I think I might have found it. I tried this with a similar concept last time, and my video got age restricted and demonetized, so I'm gonna be very careful with this, YouTube admins. No graphic material will be shown, and I'm gonna be very, very careful about how I even explain it. We're gonna go through honorable mentions, the most terrifying pregnancies you've ever seen. We're getting right into it. No fluff on this shit. No fluff on this video at all. The Alien series has so many goddamn weird-ass scary pregnancies, it's crazy, but I'm not talking about regular chest-bursting incidents from facehuggers. No, I'm talking about full-on pregnancies, right? I'm talking about stuff like in Prometheus, where Elizabeth Shaw makes love to her boyfriend, who, at the time, is infected with a pathogen, an alien pathogen that's basically changing his very biology. So you can imagine what happens when this woman, who's unable to give birth herself, is given the gift of life from a pathogen. Well, the fetus is a bit different than you would expect. 8 months pregnant in 2 days, and this thing is rapidly growing inside her, and it's not a traditional fetus, it is something abominable. So she decides to self-implement surgery on herself with a few little sticks of anesthetics while she has to sit and await this surgery that she does on herself. I'm not even gonna bother showing any of it because I ain't trying to risk getting demonetized, but basically the machine that she's in performs surgery on her. This is one of the most tough chicks I've ever seen in cinema, the fact that she was able to do this to herself. It opens her up. I maybe have to censor this too, fuck. And basically this big bulging sack comes out of her. It ain't a baby. It's a sack with something inside of it. This thing, a freaking alien squid octopus. And by the way, when the sack explodes to reveal this thing, all that pus and blood and shit goes inside of her stomach that has an open wound, probably destroying her insides, infecting her. No wonder she dies later on in the series. She would have died either way. Even if David hadn't killed her, she would have still died, I believe, as a result of this. And this squid goes on to be this giant trilobite octopus thing, which I've made a whole video on, by the way, that impregnates an engineer and starts a whole chain reaction. That's one of the most terrifying pregnancies ever. Alien Romulus, probably an even worse birth. She is impregnated because she banged her cousin. It's confirmed. A lot of people were like, no, she didn't. It's confirmed. The scientists at the station have used the pathogen to basically recreate cells and use them for medical purposes. So she thinks it's a good thing injecting herself with a pathogen while being pregnant. But no, the pathogen decides to alter the very structure of not her, but her baby. Her baby who's inside of her. And it starts rapidly growing inside her. We hear, due to the fastest growth ever, we hear the blood splurting, the sap spurting out of her, and this creature falling out of her into this cocoon with a beautiful pale white baby inside of it. This beautiful baby that grows within 5 minutes into Gabe from The Office if he shaved his head and went on a crystal meth binge. That thing proceeds to breastfeed from her because she's lactating pathogen, and then it kills her. You don't want to be in that position as a mother. This is Alien Romulus. For those people who give this shit for the third act, if you're a mother watching this, bro, this is some of the most terrifying stuff ever. This is nightmare fuel, bro. Imagine giving birth to Gabe and he kills you. Immaculate with Sydney Sweeney. Bro, screw this actress, screw this movie for putting this shit in my mind. Sydney Sweeney is a nun who's part of a convent, which is basically a religious cult, a Christian cult that's trying to resurrect Jesus Christ using remnants of his DNA. They're doing cloning. They're cloning different fetuses. And they decide to impregnate her using DNA from a nail that was used during the crucifixion of Jesus to create Jesus 2.0 by putting a baby in her. Interesting concept. Unfortunately, the baby that comes out of her, she pulls it out of her manually. Turns out the baby's a freaking demonic creature that's almost like whispering to his mother before the mother kills him with a rock. Brutal. Brutal stuff. Welcome to Dairy. Y'all know the scene I'm going to talk about right now. You'll know. Pennywise don't play. He don't play around. This weird-ass family in a car starts going schizo, and the mother full-on gives birth to a demon baby that ends up killing everybody. And the problem with this video is I can't show you the actual birth. You'd have to watch it online. She pulls it out of her, and there's bleeding and all this stuff, and you see the freaking baby. It's disgusting. But the two worst ones are beyond those. because these may not be the goriest or the most alien in terms of body horror, but they're so real and so disturbing. I can't tell you how. It's trauma. This is trauma. In House of the Dragon, this show shows you what pregnancy was like for women back then. Women were dying and miscarriages were happening every 2 seconds whenever a pregnancy would happen, alright? This was bad. This is a bad time for women. So we have like sequences where women like Rhaenyra are forced to like rip out their dead baby from between the legs while they're pregnant. That was bad. Is this censored? Okay. Rhaenyra's mother in the first episode of the show. This show started off with a bang. The first episode of the show, Rhaenyra's mom is giving birth, but the problem is the baby's stuck inside of her and it's killing her. She's sick, and both of them, she will die or the baby will die. The king really wants a son and it needs the son to live. So the king decides to have the risky maneuver of telling his doctors, we need to cut the baby out while she's alive. The king doesn't want to do this. He's not an evil king by any means, by the way. He just really needs a son, needs an heir to the throne. So they proceed to cut it. They proceed to cut her stomach and take the baby out of the womb. It's so brutal. It's so brutal. I think the makers of the Game of Thrones and House of Dragon, I think these people like practice incest or something. Like I just feel like they're not right in the head. The stuff they come up with. Granted, this is based on the book, so George R.R. Martin also might be mentally ill to some degree, but still, they cut it and rip it out of her, and guess what? The mom dies and the baby dies. Both of them die. This is actually sad because this leads right into the civil war that the House of Dragon show is based on, the Dance of the Dragons. It's bad. It's really brutal, but the worst one of all time. Listen, people are gonna go off on me for the movie I've chosen because of the IP it's tied to, and the fact that it's part of a shit series. Now, this isn't the goriest pregnancy ever. It's not the most grotesque in terms of body horror or alien stuff or anything like that, but if you know, you know. Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1. Listen. This shit gets bad. First of all, fuck this movie. I'd rather off myself with a butter knife than rewatch this whole thing again. But the pregnancy that happens in this is disgusting. It's so disgusting. Let's just get into it. This whole movie, I had to watch this in theaters, man. My mom really wanted to go, oh, let's watch Twilight. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna make another video exposing this entire trash franchise again. But anyways, this whole movie consists of Bella trying to convince Edward that it's okay for him to fuck her on their honeymoon because he doesn't want to hurt her. He's a vampire made of stone. I can only imagine what lovemaking would have been like between them. But anyways, they get it done, and she realizes, oh shit, a miracle baby has just occurred. She's pregnant. But the problem with this specific child is this supernatural being that's growing at a fast rate starts sucking all the life from her. Literally, all the nutrition or all her fluids are being sucked from her. Calcium, protein. She becomes this. Becomes this. I'm telling you, man. As someone who can't stand gaunt-looking brunette women who smile in the dark, this was bad. This is really bad for me. She gets so skinny. It's hard to look at. Like, this is body horror. Even though this is PG-13, I'm really surprised this is actually PG-13. Even though they don't show a lot of blood and gore, the amount of implied shit in this is just... No kid should be allowed to watch this. This is trauma. Look at this, man! This series is a psyop. I don't care. She gets really pregnant, okay? The problem is, she has a very skinny body and a very strong baby inside of her. Strong, big baby inside of her while she's very skinny. Unable to walk. Unable to do anything. But... they all think everything's good, and she's standing. A cup drops, and she goes for some reason to pick it up from the floor. And while trying to crouch down, remember, her body's a twig. Her body's a twig. Her body contorts the wrong way. Her back snaps. Her back literally breaks. This is more brutal than anything Bane did to Batman when snapping his back. Her back breaks, and her back is snapped, and you hear the bones cracking. The screaming. These two dumb chicks are just standing there, even though they're both supernatural vampires with instinct, speed, and senses. She snaps her back. Look at this. I had to witness this as a kid. She falls on the ground. Her knees get crushed too. Her knees are nothing. Her brittle as fuck. They get cracked too. You hear the crackling noises. God help me. I want to choke the shit out of whoever made these films. Her knees crack. she has to give birth to the baby. She's in like, she's going through hell right now. This is like the worst pain anyone can feel, because not only have you just broken your back, but you're not paralyzed to the point where you can't feel pain. You've broken your back, and now you have to give birth to this demon baby. She dies giving birth, and she's trying to, apparently it's canonical, she's trying to, Bella in this scene is trying to keep a straight face despite having pain, because she doesn't want Edward to worry, which is fucking nuts. So she dies. Bella dies. She does become a vampire later, but she dies. Everyone thinks she's dead. Tragic. But the scariest part about this isn't even what we just witnessed. It's just the fact that she went through all of that to give birth to this baby, only for this fucking weirdo to imprint on her toddler, newly born child, so he can be her future husband and child groomer until then. That's one of the scariest predicaments a mother can go through. So not only is the baby killing you through the course of your pregnancy, turning you into a stick of nothing, you break your spine, you break your knees, you die after enduring all that, a PDF file wants your baby daughter at the end of all of it. That's the worst pregnancy of all time. Period, point blank. Scariest. Oh shit, there is one more. From the movie called Possession, with Sam Neill. His wife gives birth to a demon spawn that she later bangs. And the pregnancy scene when she's losing her mind in the middle of that tunnel, and then you see the foam coming out of her, and foam coming out of her mouth, and she's giving birth to this freaking disgusting abomination. That's also pretty bad. That's up there. But this one's by far the worst. I don't envy the position women are in as mothers. For those of you who have made the choice not to be mothers, for those of you who have, to my future wife, if I even get one, at this point I don't even know if I can conceive and have a child. I've destroyed my body with cocaine use, but God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.